You won't believe how amazing this video is. It has come to light that Ripple won in court against the SEC. In just a few days, this information will be official. That's quite cool. Isn't that true? Experts estimate that XRP might go up to $10,000 in just a few hours. You can't afford to miss this. Let's get right to the point without any further talk. Warning: the long-running legal fight between Ripple and the SEC is coming to a close, but not with a bang. Instead, it's ending with a procedural fizzle that has many people in the XRP ecosystem confused. Mark Fogel, a former SEC lawyer, has recently stepped in to explain what is and isn't going on. There has been a lot of talk on crypto Twitter about what Judge Analisa Torres will do next in the case, but she won't be doing anything else. Her earlier decision, which divided XRP's legal position between programmatic sales as non-securities and institutional sales as securities, still stands. Fogel made it clear that Torres' decision will be in force as soon as both parties properly drop their challenges. The court will no longer be involved. Neither side has asked to have their appeals thrown out, but as soon as they do, the district court's decision against Ripple will take effect. Fogel said that there is nothing else for Judge Torres to sign. XRP Radels agreed with this assessment and said that the judge's role is done once appeals are dropped. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse recently said that the company wants to drop its appeal. This has led to murmurs and early celebrations among XRP holders, but Fogel said that even though people have said things in public, there is still no official dismissal in court. He stated the delay isn't unusual. The SEC and Ripple may be working together, but it takes time for official filings to be made. There was a lot of enthusiasm after a closed-door SEC meeting on July 3rd, even if things were moving slowly in the courts. Some people in the XRP community, including the XRP man, thought that the meeting might be about plans for a collaboration using XRP. This might mean that Ripple's technology will be more deeply integrated into the US financial system. Fogel dismissed these hypotheses as interesting but not true, saying that these kinds of meetings happen all the time and are frequently planned weeks in advance. He wrote that it was extremely unlikely that the SEC would suddenly change its mind or settle at this meeting. It would be highly strange for the district court to determine the meeting agenda thus far in advance, but that hasn't prevented people from talking about it. One tweet from Steph implied that Ripple's appeal would be eliminated soon, which made people even more excited. That's where the XRP community is right now. Everyone seems to agree on the end result, even though there is a lot of uncertainty about the law and delays in the process. There won't be any more appeals. Ripple will finally be able to move on from its court battle because the judge's decision will hold, but no one knows when it will happen. It's not just the case itself that makes this moment so important. It's what comes next. XRP would be one of the few big digital assets in the US that had clear legal status. It's not a hidden settlement. The record shows that it is a federal decision. That clarity might have huge effects on how institutions use XRP, and could make it the go-to asset for compliance crypto services in the US and around the world. The XRP guy's tweet also hints at a wider, more speculative question. Is there something more going on behind the scenes? A cooperation, a change in the rules, or perhaps a national use case for XRP? There is no proof in the current court filings that Ripple is poised to grow quickly once the legal cloud lifts. But the company's long-standing connections with banks and other financial institutions throughout the world imply that it is, for now though, the end of one of crypto's most important disputes is being written in plodding court filings and silent movements through the legal system. This isn't the end that many people thought it would be, but it could be the start Ripple has been waiting for. And of course, we can't end this without talking about what's next, because crypto experts are making some big claims about XRP's future. Believe me, you aren't ready for this. If what they're suggesting is true, it might radically revolutionize how we think about Ripple, XRP, and potentially the US crypto industry. Stay here. This could really surprise you. Zach Richter stated that XRP 10 times momentum, and XRP 2020 said flat out that XRP is poised to burst. Some people, like Amonix, went even further and said that time is running out. In a short time, all of Bitcoin's money will start going into XRP. Listen to what I say. If you've been following XRP for even a week, you've definitely seen price predictions that range from reasonable to completely crazy. But one forecast got people excited and started a serious debate. The thought that XRP could be worth $10,000 each coin. It's an exciting idea on paper. The kind of moonshot that makes portfolios into wealth that lasts for generations. But what would it truly imply for XRP's future? Would that pricing be a big step forward or a big step back for XRP? A crypto expert named Stellar Expert says that a $10,000 XRP will fundamentally weaken the XRP ledger itself. Which is exactly what you're worried about. His argument has to do with the construction of the XRP ledger, which has built-in reserve requirements to stop spam and misuse. These reserves are tiny quantities of XRP that users must save in order to open wallets or issue tokens. It cost 10 XRP to open a wallet until late 2024. After a vote in the community, that number went down to 1 XRP trust lines, which enable people keep other things on the network. Now only cost 0.2 XRP. At today's prices, a wallet costs about $2 and a trust line costs about 40 cents. Affordable, easy to get to, and in line with the XRP ledger's goal of making payments quick and cheap all around the world. But let's imagine the $10,000 situation. 1. XRP isn't worth $2 anymore all of a sudden. It's $10,000. That implies it now costs $10,000 to open a wallet. That costs $2,000 for one trust line. The XRP ledger, which used to be a way for everyone to be included in the financial system, is now an elite club. The warning from Stellar specialists is plain. This effectively keeps regular consumers and tiny developers out. And he is correct. The chain that was supposed to make it easier for people all around the world to access would cost too much for the people. It was meant to help. Some others say that if the price of XRP actually did go that high, the community could just vote to cut reserve requirements